Today we're braiding our loaf bread. Let me show you how. Start off by adding a cup of warm milk, a tablespoon of granulated sugar, and 2 teaspoons of active dried yeast. Isn't that gorgeous? Now you're gonna set this aside for about 10 minutes till it blooms, and you can stir it up a little bit. So now we're gonna add 3 cups of all-purpose flour and set aside a 1/4 cup for kneading. And to this, you're gonna add a 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar and a teaspoon of salt. Now we're gonna add a wet ingredient, starting with melted butter, a 1/4 cup, plus 1 large beaten egg. And then remember the yeast that you set aside for 10 minutes to bloom. Now is the time to add it to this mixture. And now comes the hard part, because you're going to be kneading this dough for about 10 to 15 minutes until it is soft and elastic and doesn't stick to your hands, and you can actually feel that the dough is ready. So go ahead, pull, push, knead, roll it. It's so satisfying though. Now comes the waiting part. So put your dough in an oiled bowl for about an hour or an hour and a half until it rises to double in size, just like so. And then you remove it from the bowl, take out the gas, and we're gonna start assembling. Now comes the fun part. So once you take your dough out, you're gonna cut it in half, because we're making 2 different types of loaf in here. So you're gonna try and flatten the dough to a big rectangle, or just make sure that it's flat enough so you can put fillings in it. So right here I've used ube, which is purple yam in English. This is what I have in my fridge, and later on I'm going to show you how I used stuff in my pantry. So you're going to fold that in like that, just like you would a letter, and then you are going to use your rolling pin after you seal the ends to flatten it again, because you're going to have to fold it another time, just like so. So now's the time to cut your dough into 3 parts, just like you would braid somebody's hair. And then you start braiding. That's how simple it is until you reach the end. And once you reach the end, you're just gonna have to pinch it to seal. And I'll show you what to do next later. So you fold the ends or tuck them under, and then place it inside your loaf pan or loaf tin. And we're just going to repeat the same steps for the second braided loaf, but this time I have used Nutella because that's what I have in my cupboard. You can use anything you want to this as long as it's spreadable. It's really fun. I mean, food is always personal, so you don't need to stick to the recipes. I mean, I've seen a lot of YouTube recipes about this, but I've done this on my own, and you can tell that it's so unprofessionally made. But when it's cooked, you feel proud that you've done something and you made it your own. This is a bit messy, I must tell you. There's another way to make this braid loaf bread with Nutella, but well, there's always a first time, and no, we gotta keep it real with this channel. So we just do the same steps, put in the loaf pan, and let's get it to rest. And when it rises, it's ready to be baked at 180 degrees. But before that, you brush the tops with egg wash. That's eggs and milk combined, so you get that shiny color when it's cooked or when it's baked. Repeat the same on the Ube Loaf Bread. This is going to be so pretty when it's cooked. It really doesn't matter as long as you follow the basics. I mean, I'm just the person who's going to eat this anyway. Well, there you go. Voila, that's our Ube and Nutella braided loaf bread. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, link in bio, and follow me here on Instagram. So there you go. Enjoy!